Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Everest Kanto Cylinder Limited earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Aisha Shah from CDR India. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Everest Kanto Cylinder Q3 and 9-month FY2023 earnings conference call. We have with us today Mr. Puneet Khurana, Managing Director, and Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor, Chief Financial Officer of the company. We will initiate the call with the opening remarks from the management, following which we will have the forum open for question and answer session. Before we begin, I would like to state that some statements made in today's call may be forward-looking in nature, and a disclaimer to this effect have been included in the results presentation shared with you all earlier. I would now request Mr. Puneet Khurana to make his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the earnings conference call. I will initiate the call by talking you through the operational and financial performance, after which we will open the forum to have a Q&A session. During the quarter, our performance remained subdued on Q-to-QoQ basis. This is primarily due to the decrease in demand in CNG industry, which continues to affect our business. Additionally, the negative impact on our performance was intensified by decline in commercial vehicle CNG segment. However, a steady contribution from industrial segment partially offset the decline and supported our performance. On a consolidated basis, the revenue came in at 256 crores in Q3 FY23. EBITDA stood at 14.5 crores with a margin of 5.7%. And on a standalone basis, revenue from operations stood at 143.2 in Q3 FY23. EBITDA stood at rupees 12 crores. With a margin at 8.4, PAT stood at around 10.5 crores. On a consolidated performance was impacted owing to the one-off exception cost at rupees 19.94 crores. This was an account of a penalty levied on CV Industries holding a step-down subsidiary of the company by its customers on account of non-fulfillment of contract. We are contesting with the customer, but in the interest of the long-term business engagement with a large customer, we decided to settle the matter. The CNG segment saw a decline of 61% year-on-year to 45% of revenue at the consolidated level. Additionally, our subsidiary in Dubai, UAE, contributed positive to our consolidated results. We believe the potential of CNG in India remains strong, with the government focused on increasing the use of natural gas in the energy mix. And most of you will be aware that have taken several measures to promote the use of CNG vehicles. Unfortunately, the reduced prices difference between CNG and other fuels have primarily led to the fall in the usage of CNG vehicles in the fiscal year. We believe this change at the price difference between the CNG and other fuels increase going forward. To conclude, we have witnessed some demand uptake in the CNG segment in Q4. We hope the trend will continue in QO to QO, and the demand environment will improve starting from Q1 of the fiscal year. We do, however, need to monitor the price difference between the CNG and other fuels, as our key commercial vehicle sales will remain subdued. The customer in this segment is highly sensitive on price differential, and it certainly determines their buying decisions. As and when the demand environment improves, we believe we will be positioned to capitalize on the given our leadership position, strong balance sheet, and expanded production capability. Thank you.
So would you like to start the question and answer session? Puneet, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Participants who wish to ask a question may kindly press star 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Harshvardhan Kumar from Trustline. Kindly proceed.
Hi, thank you for this opportunity. I would like to know, in the India business, we dropped by another 27% quarter on quarter in terms of our revenue, but I think we were expecting flat sales numbers. So what is the reason for the drop in the domestic sales, and how much is the volume and realization decline for Q3 then?
Yeah, Sanjeev, can you just take
Yeah. So if you look at our figures, there has been a drop in the CNG segment, which on quarter to quarter also, because of the slowdown in the CNG segment, even the cascade business dropped a little, and that affected us. So we can see pickup in the auto sector happening, but still it did not match to what we foresee as a good quarter. So going forward, we believe that this would obviously come back, and we expect the CNG prices also to cool down, and obviously the offtake would obviously pick up thereafter.
Okay, but could you please give me any numbers for the volumes and the realization, please?
No, realization, I mean, we are having normal realizations only as per the last quarters. Only the numbers have fallen.
Only the volumes have dropped.
Yeah, volumes have dropped.
All right. And my next...
There's a slight pickup in the auto sector, and but it got offsetted by a drop in the cascade segment. Because both cascade and auto sector comprise of CNG.
All right. Okay. And then my next question is, what is the current domestic capacity utilization? In Q2, I believe it was 60%. The domestic
we are continuing at 60% in this quarter too.
Okay, all right.
Though we sold lower quantum cylinders, but the manufacturing time somehow is equivalent. So it's the volume is at 60%.
Okay. All right. And also in terms of the mix of industrial and CNG in revenues right now on a standalone basis, could you give me also the split between the CV and PV in the CNG segment after you give me the industrial and CNG split?
Yeah, so industrial and CNG, I mean, just a sec. So CNG was 50%, and this was also 50%. Both are at 50% now in the current quarter volume and pricing. The total value-wise, it is 50%.
Okay. All right. And between the CV and PV in the CNG, do you have anything on that?
No, PV we have still, to capture that, because PV was not the area which we had concentrated on. And accordingly, PV we are pushing with the other OEM, and we believe that going forward, we may be able to push for the PV segment also. Okay.
And also, in the past, our promoters have bought from the open market at around the current prices. So is there any intention of the promoter to buy from the open market now? I anticipate that this would send a very strong signal to the market.
That the promoters are they are deciding that, but nothing as yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. That will be all.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sandeep Agrawal from Naredi Investment. Kindly proceed.
Thank you for the opportunity. So my question is, what is the negligence on the part of the company regarding regarding this penalty, 19.9 crore, and any more penalty will occur in future, or this is one time?
This is a one-time penalty only which has come, and it's still not finalized absolutely. We are still negotiating with them. Yes, since it is in the pipeline, we have made a provision for it.
Okay. And so what is the capacity utilization guideline for the financial year, next financial year? Any view regarding this?
No, as the business grows, I mean, we have enough capacities to, grow. So, well aware that we've done our capacity expansion also.
Okay. Now, so what is the purpose of, we have land acquire during this 6 months, and we have a land investment approx 23.67 crore in books. So what is the purpose?
For land acquisition, we had acquired land to set up a project.
So why you show investment as an investment?
No, it's not an investment. It's for a project. We have announced a project where we were going to expand capacity. Currently, since the market scenario is a little subdued, we are going slow with our project.
Okay. And so what is the bifurcation of other asset, 111 crore as on 31st September?
I don't have those figures at present, but we could catch up later and I would provide you.
Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vishal Srivastav from Swan Investment. Kindly proceed.
Thank you for taking my question, sir. Sir, I have one question regarding our U.S. business. Sir, last quarter you have seen a good growth in the U.S. business, and you said the trajectory of the revenue will improve from here on. But this quarter there has been sharp drop. Has it because of some we have lost some recurring business because of the penalty which has been imposed, or can you throw some light on that regard, please?
No, the penalty is not going to reduce our business because that's the way we have settled the last customer so that they continue with the business. So I believe that the business would continue the way it is. Yes, obviously in one of the quarters they had done some old outstanding orders which got executed. And since it's a project-based environment, the orders being completed on an appropriate date only can be invoiced. So obviously, there is a little variation in the way it works.
Okay. So what kind of trajectory you are seeing for the U.S. business in the near term, in next few quarters?
They are doing well, and they would obviously be at least doing up what they've done in the last quarter.
Okay. And are you seeing some kind of decent growth from that business, or it will be around a flattish trajectory?
It will be flattish.
Okay. Sir, my second question is regarding, the margins in both US and UAE business has been, too much volatile. So this quarter we have seen some improvement in the UAE business, and US business has gone, there is a drop. So can you give some guidance in terms of what is the margin we would like to have in both the businesses? Will it be similar to the lines of the India business that you aspire for? And if yes, by when do you see, margins would be in that trajectory?
So margins would always come back once our sales improve. So, going by the comparison between the US and Dubai entity vis-a-vis India entity, India in the past also and present also has been doing better than the others. But obviously, yes, they would also try and catch up with us in terms of profits and EBITDA.
Okay. Any timelines you are targeting that, some restructuring program you are doing internally so that in next 1 year or so, we would be somewhere near to the Indian business margin levels?
The markets where they sell are a little different. So, we can't really say that they would be able to, have similar margins than us. But obviously, their margin would be a little lower than ours.
Okay. Sir, my the next question is a little bit on bookkeeping side. And, I want to know what is the total debt on the books by December 2023 bifurcated into short-term and long-term debt.
Okay. Can I just give it in the next 5 minutes? Can I?
Sure, sir. Yeah. No problem. Oh. And sir, my last question is regarding what kind of, are you seeing some improvement in, the CNG of late as the prices have more or, they are on the elevated levels, but they have more or less stabilized. So is there some improvement you are seeing of late, and which segment specifically?
On the debt part, I'll just answer. So on the debt part, it's 114 crores and all is short term overall.
Okay.
Of Concall basis.
Okay. Great, sir.
The last question, can you repeat the last question you said?
Are you seeing some improvement in the auto CNG space as the CNG prices, although they are on the elevated level, but more or less have stabilized? So, is there some improvement you are seeing, and which segment you are seeing the improvement?
Yes, we are seeing improvement.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you. As a reminder to participants, kindly press star 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Harsh Saraswat from Investor. Kindly proceed.
Hi, good afternoon. I have few questions. Can you little bit reiterate on the natural gas prices which have fallen? As a trend, what you see happening going forward? Can we see the CNG prices going back to where they were 1 year ago?
So, the government has issued a new recommendation from the committee to keep the gas prices in the range of, $4 to $6 from the old fields. If that happens, definitely there will be a, correction in the price. So, but internationally, the situation of gas prices, they have been increasing. So, they're definitely looking like there will be some kind of correction happening in probably, you will see it in March or April, there will be some correction on the downward trend to the gas prices.
Okay. So can we go with the fact that Q3 would be our worst quarter, and from next quarter we should see some improvement in revenue and margins both?
If the gas price is correct, there will be an immediate response from the customer on the gas offtake. From the offtake of CNG from all over. So definitely there will be an impact.
Got it. And on the government's part, has the government's aggression reduced in the CGD as a segment due to the rise in the prices?
No.
Has the government's aggression
at the moment the CG sector investments still continue, even though the gas prices are high. There is still the huge population which is growing every time. So the PV vehicle population may not be growing at that level, but it is definitely growing every month. So there is a huge vehicle population coming into the market still of CNG, and so there is a drive, and all the gas companies continue to invest because the vehicle populations keep coming in. So it's, of course, they haven't the plan is not moving as fast as they would desire it, but it's moving, So because now the CNG infrastructure has been put, then industry has been set. So, so definitely now it's, before in the past, there was not so convenient to get gas. Now with almost 4,000 CNG stations in India, the availability of gas infrastructure nationwide spread is very convenient. So there is an industry which is now, there is a momentum that is set. So even at these prices, you are seeing that the industry still continues. It is not something that is just, is not preferred anymore. So there is a market for this because the product is still, quite well priced. The CNG vehicle is quite well priced. Only thing is for a commercial vehicle, because commercials are mainly dependent on diesel prices, and diesel is the one that is very close to CNG, so that is really not becoming a motivator. But as per petrol is concerned, gasoline vehicles, they still have some preference, and some customers are still, and of course, like if you have auto rickshaws, there where the regulatory framework is considering, so there only CNG auto rickshaws are applying. So there there's a continuous flow of vehicles. But so you will see that as the prices get corrected, the difference between the diesel and CNG becomes even at 10, 20, 15%. Then immediately you'll see a rush of people interested for CNG vehicles.
Got it. And on the raw material side, I wanted to understand how are things panning out? How do you see going forward? Will margins come back?
Sorry, raw material front means I'm not able to understand. So, what do you mean?
So on the raw material side, we have seen our material costs have gone up considerably in this quarter. Margins have come down. How do we see going it forward?
So I think it's mainly due to
gross margin, basically.
Sanjeev, can you put any light on this?
Yeah. So actually, we have some inventories which would get consumed, and maybe going forward, we'll have, when it averages out with the current pricing, it will even out. So it will have better margins going forward.
Okay. So the lower cost inventory would be coming in next quarter.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Harshvardhan from Prosline PMS. Kindly proceed.
Yeah. So without CNG coming back, what kind of top line can we expect at full utilization of our domestic capacity and at current realizations?
We don't really want to give a prediction here because, the way business has moved. But yeah, obviously, if we have an improved quarter, it will add to the top line.
Okay.
And also, now what's happened is that, with all our greenfield projects completed, you can estimate that definitely there's definitely going to be a better situation than we've seen in the past also.
Okay. And just to confirm, what was the CNG contribution for Q3 FY23?
Yeah, I give a number, right?
50-50. CNG vis-a-vis.
Yeah. So is that the same for the consolidated entity as well?
No, Concall we really can't count because the Concall has a project business. So if I add the volume, this dilute the understanding.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nishit Shah from Equitas Investment. Kindly proceed.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for this opportunity. Sir, I would like to understand how do we see the cascade market going forward? Since recently what we are seeing is a correction in spot natural gas prices.
Please, sir, can you take the question?
Yeah. This is regarding the natural gas prices, right?
Right, sir.
Yes.
So, again, natural gas prices, are dependent a lot on government policy. So, government has announced some incentives for CGD sector, to cap the prices between $4 to $6 from gas to be available from the old fields. But, of course, the major thing is the global scenario seems to be that the gas prices are cooling off. So we'll see some kind of correction will definitely happen in the coming months. We'll definitely see that.
Sir, I wanted to understand, so how is the cascade demand right now, and are we seeing increase in demand for cascades?
No, the cascade, see, what has happened is that there is a demand, but it is not like the projects have, of course, slowed down.
Yes.
But there is a demand. There is a continuity of the business, but only thing is there is a slowdown because, again, the gas companies are also expanding, but not at that pace that they were expanding previously.
Yes. So there is no change on that front as of now, right?
Yes.
So look forward to improvement, obviously.
Yeah, of course. They will definitely, as soon as some announcement on the prices, gas prices comes, then the gas companies know that this is at least a long-term, so at least they have a vision that in the next 1 year, there'll be no change in the price and there's a gap between the diesel and CNG, so their investments become a little bit more, they're more motivated to make those investments. They are making investments, but definitely they are a little bit pulling back because they don't want to make too much investments today because of the situation. But like I said, the ball is rolling. The CNG business is for real. There is a vehicle population that is being rolled out every month. So they cannot stop putting infrastructure because the existing vehicles are on CNG and the new vehicles are being rolled out. So there is a continuous need, even at a little bit higher price. The gas companies cannot stop laying down the infrastructure.
Yes. Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, kindly press star 1. To ask a question, you may press star 1 on your touchtone telephone. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Puneet sir, can you go through the closing comments?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you once again for your interest and support. Should you need any further clarification or would you like to know more about the company, please feel free to contact our investment relation team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Everest Kanto Cylinder Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.